Victoria Station, the station we all love, and yet we all leave at some time in our travels abroad. If we're fortunate, or just comfort conscious, we leave by Golden Arrow, that 22-carat service which wings us to the continent in all the first-class comfort that Pullman can conjure. And surely conjure is the right word to use in connection with this world-renowned service which daily links the two chief capitals of Europe. So here we come, we the miscellaneous crowd of fortunate travelers, to take our places in that glittering train. Up in front, the polished, proud locomotive steams impatiently for the signal to start. And prompt to the second, we're off. We soon discover that the Trianon-Bar car on the train is the most friendly of rendezvous, a place to enjoy a soothing Pernod frappe or a homely light ale as we speed southward. Soon London's grime gives place to placid skies and green pastoral landscapes, and with appetites stimulated by our aperitifs, we may take a snack served right at our table. We find it difficult not to succumb to that insidious sensation of pleasure which is the sum total of all those little differences which distinguish the Golden Arrow. England's garden county gladdens our eye as we dash southwards to the sea. Meanwhile, down at Dover, the cross-channel ship Invicta has been awaiting us at the quayside. Invicta, our ship, the ship with most honourable war service to her credit. From the earliest hours, Invicta's crew have been busily preparing for our coming. Decks have been scrubbed immaculate with water from the cold, salt sea. And with commendable energy, brasses have been burnished in true nautical fashion so that they reflect the perfection of the service. So that the pangs of hunger need never assail the Golden Arrow passenger, stores and victuals which will later grace Invicta's tables have been loaded in readiness for the crossing. Down in Invicta's bowels, the engineers stay dutifully at their tasks, oiling, maintaining her sturdy engines, and preparing her oil-fired boilers. White-garbed cooks, the galley slaves they call themselves, have been preparing the meals whose appeal none can deny, save perhaps those who feel more urgent calls when Invicta puts to sea. And there she lies, fresh and glowing, ready to the last deck chair, awaiting the fortunate traveller's arrival. For the convenience of those who like to motor abroad, cars can be swung aboard and stowed in Invicta's hold, although most motorists prefer to use the Dover-Boulogne service, or the train ferry, where special facilities are offered them. But in any case, Invicta welcomes car or lowly motorcycle with equal hospitality. She's truly democratic. At last Invicta's patience is rewarded, and the fortunate traveller's train steams in. And now our real adventure is about to begin. Dover's brine-drenched air is in itself a bitter-sweet foretaste of continental travel. So here we are, a cosmopolitan crowd, good-humoured, jostling with our baggage clutched guardedly in our careful hands, unless, of course, we placed it confidently in the charge of the urbane porter. Passports next. Excitement mounts absurdly, and then come those little customs anxieties. Then, with hearts relieved and tripping to a joyous syncopated rhythm, we embark. Tickets are exchanged for landing passes, and soon the siren pipes an impatient warning of departure. Skipper and his officers wait watchful on the bridge. "Stand by," orders the bridge telegraph, and down in the depths the engineers re-echo, "Stand by." almost imperceptibly, so smooth is her motion, Invicta is pulled away from the quayside by her own winch working on her bow. We're away, and somewhere down forward, the deck hands cast the last cable off into the sea. Skipper gives a new order, half ahead. Half ahead it is, sir. And again, down in the depths, the engineers obediently execute his command. A lingering glimpse of England's white cliffs, a last sentimental pang of nostalgia, then Skipper orders full speed ahead. With her engine throbbing, Invicta ploughs her way through the searching waters. While we, the fortunate travellers, thrill in vague anticipation of adventures to come, the engineers stay watchful at their familiar task. Up above in the chart room, the ship's officers, with their maps, their cabalistic calculations, and their own peculiar instruments, check and recheck as they log any variation from the normal course. All the experience of the merchant navy lies behind the certainty of our safe arrival on the other side of the channel. Both for our safety and our convenience, radio keeps us in worldly touch. And another thing, radar. Just one of those things we accept unthinkingly. Radar provides a further shield for our protection. So while the kiddies play, whose kiddies? Oh, just anybody's. While they play on the sunlit deck, we maturer ones promenade or rest contentedly as fancy takes us. To while away the hours crossing on this short sea route, maybe we seek the sun lounge and take a little refreshment from the steward's obliging hand. Or maybe we go below to the dining room and, defying a villain mal de mer, choose and eat a meal far more comprehensive than the norm to which we, the austerity conditioned, have grown accustomed. When later, the more experienced among us see Invicta's wake curve symmetrically astern, they tell us we're approaching the coast of France. Landmarks of battle-scarred Calais become recognizable ahead. Skipper signals to the boatswain, who gives the order for the bow rudder to be released. Oh yes, Invicta has a rudder in her bow too, which enables her to leave Calais on her return trip without having first to turn round in the harbour. Full astern, commands Skipper. And docile Invicta obeys, creating a turbulent trail of frothing water. Smoothly she backs into Calais, gateway to France, war-torn and devastated, but now in daily use. Heartbeats syncopate once more as adventure promises anew. Those little doubts and anxieties again crowd our minds as we wait expectant on the deck, soon to trip down the gangways onto foreign soil. With the tumultuous shouting of the French porters assaulting our ears, why do they always sound quite so frantic? We descend gingerly to the quayside. France. Whether this be the first visit, or whether it be the 100th time we've crossed her friendly threshold, the magic of this moment remains potent. France, the very name, fires our imaginations with its innumerable possibilities. Nor are our spirits dimmed by the legend Douane staring right at us. We look the other way at those exciting trains which link Europe from coast to coast and border to border with their super services. And there's our train, now transformed into flesh dawn, but its golden arrow service all the same. Even the customs people pander to our convenience by performing their duties en route so that we don't have to wait. and with the registered baggage safely locked into the container behind us, we're away. So, Monsieur Mechanicien, do your gallant best. Who knows what's in store for us? Who cares? Paris, here we come! Time passes quickly this way, doesn't it? The flesh door, seemingly aware of her gilded status, eats up the intervening miles to Paris. And before we've time to say, that's Amiens, that was, we've passed through the station. Halfway, well, that calls for a drink. They've got an impressive selection here, and they know how to serve them. The peaceful French countryside drifts past our windows, and as if in recognition of our importance, the crazy-looking French railway signals salute us as we zoom past. Almost too soon, because we're so comfortable, our ears catch the word banlieue as the neat-looking Parisian suburbs greet us. And then, there she is, Sacré-Cœur, crowning the hilltop of Montmartre. We've arrived. There go our stupid hearts syncopating again, as in the evening twilight we read advertisements for familiar things in an unfamiliar tongue. Later we hope we shall know them all as old friends. But now, Paris, most glamorous city in the world, Paris awaits us. La Ville Lumière. And in a corner of this foreign field there is a spot that is England. Tomorrow, but never mind tomorrow, this is tonight. By day, Paris is another place. Here can politicians wrangle, or you and I can stroll and idle on the leafy boulevard. The Champs-Élysées. Who but a Frenchman would have thought of the Elysian fields as a street? With Concord in our hearts, we admire that great square, the serene facades of the surrounding buildings, and leap to safety from the onrush of the inconsiderate traffic. There's no taxi like a Paris taxi. Paris, lovely to know, difficult to leave. But she's the best jumping-off place in Europe. The Golden Arrow brought us here. Can she take us back? Tickets? Reservations? Let's consult the British Railways Office. They can book us anywhere in Britain. We have but to ask, and they're at our service.